Hi, I'm Kayla. Not the kid anyone wanted to keep when my family fell apart. 16 years in the foster system will teach you things about people that most folks never have to learn, especially when your own parents are the first lesson. Coffee's ready, hun. Mrs. Carson calls from the kitchen of the modest two-bedroom apartment we've shared since I aged out of the system at 18. She wasn't ready to let me face the world alone, and honestly, I wasn't ready either. Thanks, I've got a big day at the firm. I grab my mug, the one with World's Okayest Paralegal that Mrs. Carson got me when I landed my job. Still having those dreams? She asks, her eyes soft with concern. I nod, staring into my coffee. Same one. Standing in the driveway, watching Dad's car disappear with Marcus. Then Mom packing up with Lily while I sit on the stairs with my teddy bear. The memory is still razor sharp. I was 8, Marcus was 10, and Lily was only 6. It was 2009, and my parents' divorce was a nuclear explosion that scattered us like shrapnel. I remember the exact words. I tell Mrs. Carson for probably the 100th time. Dad said, "I can handle one kid, not 3, and took Marcus. Then Mom looked at me and said, I already told your father I'd take Lily. I can't manage you both. Those people didn't deserve you, Mrs. Carson says firmly, the same thing she's been telling me since I was placed with her at age 9, after a disastrous year with the Thompsons. You know what's messed up? Sometimes I still wonder what was wrong with me. Why not me? Was Marcus smarter? Was Lily cuter? Nothing was wrong with you. Some adults are just selfish. I check my watch. I should get going. Court filings are due today. At work, I'm in my element. 4 years of paralegal experience has made me indispensable to the firm. Between research and document prep, I barely think about the past. Until lunch break, when I'm scrolling through social media out of habit. Holy shit, I whisper, staring at my phone. What's up? Asks Jen from the desk across from mine. I think I just found my brother. There he is, Marcus Reynolds. Chicago. Works at some tech company. His profile is mostly public. Same dark hair as mine, same dimple on the left cheek when he smiles. It's definitely him. I thought you said you couldn't find any trace of your family, Jen says, leaning over. I couldn't for years. They must have been using privacy settings or something. My fingers hover over the screen. Through Marcus's friends list, I find her. Lily Reynolds, now living in Seattle. My little sister. Her profile picture shows a young woman with our mother's blonde hair, laughing at something off camera. Are you going to message them? Jen asks. My heart is pounding so hard I can feel it in my fingertips. I don't know. What if they don't remember me? What if Dad and Mom told them some bullshit about why I wasn't there? Only one way to find out, Jen shrugs. She's right. 16 years of wondering. 16 years of abandonment. 16 years of building myself into someone strong enough to face whatever answers might come. I type, Marcus, it's Kayla, your sister. We need to talk. 3 days after sending that message, my phone buzzes during a deposition prep. A Chicago area code. Is this Kayla? My heart stops. Marcus? Yeah. This is weird, really weird. I got your message. How do I know you're really my sister? We lived on Maple Drive. You had a blue bike with lightning bolts. Mom used to make pancakes shaped like Mickey Mouse on Saturdays. Silence then. Holy shit, it is you. 2 weeks later, I'm stepping off a plane at O'Hare. Marcus stands awkwardly by the baggage claim, taller than I remembered, wearing a gray hoodie with his company logo. You look like Dad, he says, giving me a stiff hug. Thanks for agreeing to meet. At a coffee shop downtown, Marcus stares at his latte. Dad said you wanted to live with Mom, that you two had some special bond or something. What? That's complete bullshit. He said you chose her and it broke his heart. My blood boils. Neither of them wanted me, Marcus. They split you 3 kids up like furniture. That can't be right. Dad told me Mom took you and Lily. I pull out my folder of documents from my bag. Court records don't lie. Marcus reads through the custody agreement, his face growing pale. Neither parent petitions for custody of middle child, Kayla Reynolds. What the hell? There's more. The social worker reports, the placement paperwork. I've got it all. Jesus. Dad tells everyone he tried to get all of us, but couldn't. He ever try to contact me? Even once? Marcus looks away. He said you didn't want anything to do with us. I spent years searching for you guys. Years. Back at my hotel, I call Mrs. Carson. He believed every word Dad told him. Every single lie. People believe what's easier to live with, hun. The next day at the firm, I'm distracted. Sloppy. I knock into someone rounding a corner, spilling coffee everywhere. Whoa, sorry about that. I look up to see Adrian, one of the junior partners. Great, just what I need. My bad, I wasn't looking. Everything okay? You seem... elsewhere? Something about his concerned expression breaks my composure. Before I know it, we're in his office and I'm telling him everything. So your father constructed an entire false narrative? Apparently. And your brother had no idea? None. Now he's questioning everything. He's meeting Dad for dinner tonight to confront him. Adrian leans forward. This is going to sound strange, but I specialized in family law before corporate. What your parents did? There could be legal implications. I'm not looking to sue my parents. No, but documenting everything properly might help if you're trying to establish the truth. I could help, if you want. Why would you do that? Adrian shrugs. Maybe I have daddy issues too. That night, Marcus calls me, voice shaking. I asked him straight up about the custody papers. He said they were fake. When I showed him the court seal, he flipped out. Started saying you were troubled, that's why no one wanted you. That you're manipulating me. What do you believe? A long pause. I think my father is a liar. And I think we need to find Lily. The flight to Seattle was mostly silent. Marcus spent the whole time scrolling through old family photos on his phone, pausing on ones with me in them, probably trying to reconcile his memories with the truth. What if Lily doesn't want to see us? He finally asks, as our Uber pulls up to the address we found. Then we respect that. But she deserves to know the truth, too. The apartment complex is run down. Nothing like what I expected from our mother's daughter. Lily opens the door and freezes, her eyes darting between us. Marcus, what are you doing here? Who's this? It's Kayla, our sister. Her face goes white. That's not possible. Kayla's in a special facility. Mom lied. Can we come in? Lily's apartment is messy, with unpaid bills scattered across a coffee table. She keeps fidgeting with her sleeve, pulling it down to cover what looks like a fading bruise. Special facility? What exactly did Mom tell you about me? Lily looks down. That you had serious behavioral problems. That you were violent and needed special care. That's why you couldn't live with us. And you believed that? I was 6. What was I supposed to think? Mom would show me these letters supposedly from your doctors. Forged, Marcus says. Just like the stories Dad told me about Kayla choosing Mom over us. Lily gets up suddenly, pacing. You don't understand what it's been like. Mom brought home a new boyfriend every few months. When I turned 16, she basically moved in with some guy in Tacoma and left me here. Said I was old enough to take care of myself. While telling everyone what a devoted single mother she was, I add, remembering the social media posts I'd found. She comes around when she needs money or when one of her relationships falls apart. Last time she stayed for 3 weeks, drank all my booze, and borrowed my rent money. I pull out my folder of documents. I've been gathering evidence, court records, placement papers, everything. Marcus adds, I've got emails from Dad lying about you, text messages admitting he never tried to find you. And I've recorded Mom's calls, Lily says, grabbing her phone. Listen to this voicemail from last month. The recording plays. Lily, honey, don't tell anyone I'm staying with Craig. The child support checks from your father still come if he thinks I'm raising you full time. We spend hours comparing notes, piecing together 16 years of calculated deception. They're both coming to Aunt Susan's anniversary party next month, Marcus says. Everyone will be there. Perfect, I reply, the plan forming in my mind. One event, both parents, all the relatives who've been fed lies about me for years. I call Adrian that night from my hotel room. We found Lily. It's worse than we thought. You're going to need more than documents. Recordings, witness statements, anything showing a pattern. We've got plenty, but I need to know. When we confront them at this family event, what are the legal ramifications? Could this backfire on us? I've been looking into that. Child abandonment has a statute of limitations, but there's potential civil action for the continued fraud and defamation. I'm coming to Seattle. You shouldn't do this alone. You don't have to. I want to. Besides, someone needs to document everything properly. For the record. Aunt Susan's anniversary party was the perfect cover. The banquet hall buzzed with relatives I barely remembered, all dressed in their Sunday best, sipping champagne and trading family gossip. They're here, Marcus whispers, nodding toward the entrance where Dad has just walked in, checking his watch impatiently. Mom's 5 minutes out, Lily confirms, glancing at her phone. Adrian adjusts his tie nervously. Remember, stick to the facts. Don't let them derail you with emotional manipulation. We watch as Dad works the room, slapping backs and kissing cheeks. The successful businessman with his perfect son, no mention of the daughter he left behind. 10 minutes later, Mom sweeps in, wearing a dress that costs more than Lily's monthly rent. Adrian gives the signal to Aunt Susan, who taps her glass for attention. Before we start dinner, I have a special toast. For the first time in 16 years, all 3 Reynolds children are together. Marcus, Lily, and Kayla. The room falls silent. Dad chokes on his drink. Mom's smile freezes. I stand up, heart hammering. Hi, Dad. Mom, surprised to see me? Kayla, what is this? Dad hisses, his public smile vanishing. Family reunion. Long overdue. We move to the center of the room, where Adrian has set up a small projector. The screen shows the custody agreement, highlighting the line about neither parent wanting me. See, I've been wondering something. Dad told Marcus I chose to live with Mom. Mom told Lily I was in a facility for troubled kids. But the truth is, neither of you wanted me. Mom steps forward, voice sugary. Darling, you're confused. There were circumstances. Like these circumstances? The screen changes to show Mom's text messages to Lily. Can't make your graduation? Craig surprised me with Cabo tickets. Next, Dad's emails. Having Marcus was hard enough. Your mother insisted on keeping the girls. Not my problem anymore. Uncle Robert, Dad's business partner, stands up. Is this true, Richard? You abandoned your own daughter? It's complicated, Dad sputters. She's manipulating all of you. Like you manipulated me? Marcus steps forward. Telling me she didn't want us when really you just didn't want her? The fallout is immediate and devastating. Uncle Robert publicly withdraws from their business partnership. Mom's church friends whisper behind their hands, the same women who praised her single mother martyrdom for years. Dad corners me by the bathrooms, desperation replacing his anger. Look, I made mistakes. I was overwhelmed. We can fix this. Start over. There's nothing to fix. I'm not 8 anymore, begging you to take me too. Mom tries next, tears streaming perfectly down her cheeks. I've changed, Kayla. I realize now how selfish. Save it for your next boyfriend. We're done. 3 months later, our first Thanksgiving as a reunited family. Mrs. Carson's small apartment barely fits us all. Marcus and his girlfriend squeeze onto the love seat. Lily helps in the kitchen, finally looking healthy. Adrian squeezes my hand under the table. Pass the potatoes, Mrs. Carson says. And Lily, tell them about your new scholarship. No more lies, no more pretending. Just the family we chose. The one we built from the wreckage they left behind. Would you have forgiven your parents if you were in Kayla's shoes? Or do you think some betrayals are simply unforgivable no matter how much time has passed? Have you ever had to cut someone toxic out of your life completely? Or do you believe everyone deserves a second chance? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If Kayla's journey resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories about family, justice, and finding your own path. New videos every day about people who stood up for themselves when no one else would.